I really wish my younger self could watch this video because it would really help him save months of his time. So first of all, I'm RK. I help young creatives monetize their craft in a fulfilling way. If that's something that you're interested in, the first link down below is the waitlist to a community that I'm creating where the first 25 people who sign up will get a free session with me where we will walk through a full actionable plan of how you can monetize your craft. The first harsh truth that I needed to understand is you are not ready to have success and have the next milestone in your life because you are not the person that you need to be able to get that milestone yet. You need to change the person you are, the habits that you have progressively, and the beliefs and self-image that you have on yourself in order to grow. I need to work on how impatient I was and my kind of creative ADHD because it stemmed from I was afraid that I couldn't do everything in the time that I was given and it's going to be too late for me to do all the things that I want to do. So I ended up just doing everything at once and I made no progress in any one thing. So I was a hobbyist and I wouldn't focus on one essential thing and wouldn't make progress on just one thing. And I needed to change that in order for me to make progress in anything at all. And I need to understand that it takes time and I do need to be patient. Going back to your self-image and you're not the person you need to be yet to get the things that you want. If I gave you the next milestone or the next big dream that you wanted, and say it was something you could calculate, right? Say if it was something you can measure. If I gave you everything that you wanted, say it's a certain number value, say having $1 million was your next big goal, and you won the lottery and you got $1 million, 60% to 70% of the people lose it in over a year because they don't know how to invest it and they don't know how to work with their money because they haven't been those people for this long, and it's not their fault. It's just that's not who they were. And if you do want to get to this next level, you need to shed layers of your personality and you need to get rid of a lot of your ego to understand that there are certain parts of you that you need to change and there are certain parts of you that needs to grow in order for you to get the things that you want. The second harsh truth that I learned is that if you don't provide value to people, no one other than your family and your close friends is going to care about what you're doing or what you have to say. If there is no benefit for the other person, no one other than your family and your friends are going to care about what you have to say, what you have to create. And it's honestly like true, right? If you're going to invest time or money into something, of course you want something in return. And the thing that I was kind of stuck up on is that, oh, I'm just going to create stuff to inspire people and I'm going to create stuff that I like and I think looks cool. But I wasn't really focusing on what value I can provide. So what Warren Buffett says is popularity and short-term popularity is like the voting system. I was focusing on getting all these votes. Long-term longevity and success is like a weighing scale. How much value do you have and how much weight can you provide? I was focusing more on getting votes for the short term than improving the weight of the value that I'm providing. This is just what I've learned. This could be a sign that you need to improve the value and the weight of the service in order for people to actually want it more. Something that I tell the people that I'm doing one-on-ones with is that you need to make it feel like your dream customer, if they saw your product or they saw the service that you're providing, it needs to have so much weight and so much value that it would be stupid for your dream customer to see your product and know about it and not get it. And this goes with everything in life. I don't want to focus on popularity. I want to focus on more just improving the value that I can give to my friends, my family, the things that I do. How you do something is how you do everything. And if this is the way that you've been living in other parts of your life, especially in your social life, there's probably going to be the same things that you do in your creative work, and there's probably going to be the same things that you do in your more business life. It's not your fault. At the end of the day, popularity and votes is what gets that immediate feedback and what society praises and what all the algorithm praise nowadays. But in the long run, if you do want to be successful and you do want to have that longevity, just think most of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, you wouldn't do if they didn't provide you some value in return. So harsh truth number 3, consistency and correction trumps initial quality no matter what. So what this means is clarity comes with action. If you have 2 people, right? One person says he wants to make YouTube videos and he goes and he spends 6 to 7 months trying to find the best camera, trying to find all the best editing techniques, and then he makes his first YouTube video, but then he spends a whole 2 or 3 months making it perfect. Compared to the guy who from day one sits down, records a video every single day, and then finds one thing every 5 or so videos that he can improve. At the end of that 6 months, he would make more progress. It'd be the guy that does action and then correction, right? So something that I like to say and something that I've been taught is clarity comes with action. So it's just something to think about. If you are someone who's like, I'm not going to start until this is perfect, of course, I don't blame you. It comes from the fact that we don't want to take risks and we're scared that we're going to lose something, lose time, lose money, right? But at the end of the day, if this is something that you want to do, just start and be consistent. It's going to take time, but clarity and improvement is only going to come if you start. You can start today and you can make some pretty good progress 6 months from now, or you can start 6 months from now, a year from now. You can keep pushing that date back saying, I need to wait till I have this thing. I need to wait till I'm perfect at this thing. Keep pushing the time back and you're going to be like that first person who spends 6 months trying to just find the right camera and the right editing skills to make a YouTube video. Harsh truth number 4. This is more for the creatives who want to make a living out of what they're doing, right? You're not an angel if you don't CTA. So what CTA is? Call to action, right? You're not an angel if you don't have a call to action for your services and the things that you can provide. It's a lose-lose situation. Going back to what we talked about before, if your dream customer saw your product and saw your service and the things that you're creating, and you had so much weight and value that it would be silly for your dream customer to not invest in what you're doing, it's a lose-lose situation if you don't have a CTA and you don't tell people that, oh, you need to pay money for me to do this. Because if your product is really that good and is really going to help your target audience, you would want them to buy it. And the conviction that you speak in because you know it's going to help them is going to be different than if you just say, I'm not going to have a CTA because I don't want people to think that I'm money driven. If you know you're going to help people with your product, why would you not tell people about it? This is something that I faced towards the start of my creative journey, especially when I was doing things that don't have intrinsic value. Like clothes have value, right? Because that's something that you have known that you go to a store to buy. But certain things like graphic design and certain things that people might not know the hours and the time and the thought that is put behind to making this thing, those are the kind of things that people take for granted if you don't put a price tag on it. If you're making artwork and you're selling it for free, or you're doing all this service for free, and you know you're helping people, you can't do this unless it's at least funding itself. Say that you're going to post social media content like me, and you don't have a CTA in all of your videos, and one of them absolutely blows up. I'm not saying that social media metrics are important, but just say that one of them does quite do very well, and the dream customer is going to invest all their life savings in you because they love what you're doing, sees that video, but you don't tell them that you have this service to help them. They're not going to go into your page and try and find what you do to help them. They're just going to watch your video, or they're going to have a conversation with you if it's in person, and they're going to go on with their day. In real life, you need to have an elevator pitch for the things that you do. Online, you need to have a CTA for the services that you provide. If you don't believe you should have a CTA, I feel like you don't have conviction and you don't have confidence in the services that you're providing. It's just my opinion. It's what I would tell my younger self. Harsh truth number 5. Education is very important, but there is a lot of information on the internet. And there are a lot of polarizing characters out there who all have different views. And now more than ever, you need to be very, very careful and critical in the advice that you follow, and if it does align with your goals. Because there are going to be some people who say some things that work for them, but it's going to set you back because it doesn't align with the things that you want to do and the goals that you have. Education is very important, and you could find them things that are life-changing on the internet, right? But you need to be very critical in the things that you apply in your real life, because at times there are a lot of polarizing views that clash and go against each other and are going to pull you in different ways. And if you're doing 10 different things and going in all these different directions, it's going to hinder you from just pure essentialism, right? Just going in one direction and getting to your result. Harsh truth number 6. If you change your plan and it hasn't even been a month of implementation and you don't try it out and you stick to it and you don't wait for the results, you are setting yourself back. Something that I do till this day is that I will pick something, I'll try it, I'll wait 2 or 3 days. I don't see the instant results, because usually none of the things that actually bring you longevity and value in your life are going to give you results in like 1 to 2 days. I wait 3 or 4 or 5 days, and then I see this other thing, this another polarizing thing on the internet. I'm like, wow, I'm going to implement this into my creative work, or I'm going to implement this into my lifestyle and how the mindsets that I have. And I have this thing going this way and then this thing going this way. And then in the end, my actual result that I want is over here. But the thing is, I don't even know that both things aren't even going in the right way, because I haven't let them given the time to make my own mistakes and find out what's leading me the right way and what's not leading me the right way, because I've not even sat down and seen where it goes. Again, clarity comes with action. I am acting, but I'm not correcting and giving it the time to have that proper feedback, especially for the things that take more time, like organic growth and more valuable things in my life. So a rule that I like to follow, if I'm implementing something, if I don't stick to the plan that I have and I try and add something or change something in that plan before my plan is done, I'm setting myself back. I might be wrong, and there might be ways to optimize. Of course, you're going to have to course correct. But if I'm making a change in my plan, I'm setting myself back. Number 7, something that's been told to people, especially if they want to make something out of themselves, is you need to push your emotions to the side and you just need to work. And no matter how you feel on that day, you just need to get the work done. Look, I do agree with this. There are times where you just have to sit down, get the work done. Then if you're not going to do that, then you can't make it in life, because if you're going to let your emotions dictate whether you're productive or not, your emotions are going to take over your life. But at the same time, something that I was told by a very wise person is that humans are emotions at the end of the day. This is just a vessel that I'm living in, and at the end of the day, my subconscious and my conscious is what I am, is who I am, right? And humans are emotions, and if you push them to the side and you negate them for the sake of productivity, once again, I'm saying that the advice given that you need to push your emotions to the side and get the work done no matter what is very, very important, and it's integral to all success and all productivity. But you need to also not negate yourself. If you're negating your emotions and you're repressing your emotions, you're repressing yourself. The advice that I was given was get the work done first. Eat the frog. Get the work done first, no matter how you feel. And then spend half an hour to an hour to just allow yourself to feel the emotions that you're feeling. Don't stimulate yourself, and don't say that you're playing video games and that's allowing you to relax, right? Allow yourself to sit down, maybe even journal, and feel the emotions that you're feeling. And for us creatives, it could just be creating something or indulging in creative works that do resonate with how we're feeling at that time. It could be very emotional and very powerful. Because if you do get to the point where you're productive and you've pushed your emotions to the side and you don't know how to deal with your emotions, and then you get to the point where you have the thing that you want, and then you've had this big push to accelerate, right? So for growth, you need to put a lot of energy in to get that initial acceleration, and then you can cruise after that. It's easier to maintain than to get the gains in the first place. When you start cruising, you have more time, but you also have more repressed emotions. You're going to suffer a lot, and you're going to just dip back down to where you were because you don't know how to deal with yourself yet. You don't know how to deal with the person you were when you started this whole journey. So don't negate yourself right now and the emotions that you need to feel right now, because when you do get what you want, that repressed self that you were is just going to come back up. All the bad habits, all the bad things that you didn't want to face then are going to come back up, and it's only going to dip your progress back down. So that was the 7 harsh truths that I learned recently that I do wish that my younger self would know before. It would have saved them a lot of time, and it would have given them the right mindsets going into most things. If you do kind of like the things that I'm talking about and you want to monetize your craft in a fulfilling way, first 25 people who sign up to the waitlist down below will get a free full actionable plan. I'll call you, I'll get a free full actionable plan, and we'll help set up everything that you need to monetize your craft. I would love to have a conversation with you. It's the first link down below. Thank you very much.